our core, and I like to do a lot of work to stabilize our joints and hips as well. So there'll be quite a bit of that when we warm up, just because those are the muscles that we really need to be working to help us while we're hooping. And then next we're going to move on to some one hoop drills, moving it up and down our body, because that's really the foundation of what we're trying to do. And then today we'll have a bit of time to work on some two separation drills as well. We'll get at the end some time for some manipulation sequences, and then we'll have a cool down. So I just wanted to also say before I get started, this class is completely fine for you if you've never used a hula hoop before, or if you're just a beginner and you're just hula hooping on your waist. That's completely fine. The first part of this class will be great for you, but throughout the class, if you start to find things are just maybe a bit out of your depth or just a bit too challenging for where you're at the moment, that's completely fine. This video is available after the live stream, so as you keep progressing you can come back to it and check in and just double check things that I've said and put it into your own practice. Great. Now just make sure before you guys get started that you've got your hoops nearby, you've got some water with you. I like to have a yoga mat just to warm up on. I don't really like standing on the floor when I'm hooping on my body, like standing on the carpet. I like to have like a more kind of firm surface, but your choice, whatever feels comfortable for you. Make sure you're wearing shorts as well. Shorts can be really helpful when you start because the skin grip is super helpful. So if you haven't put any shorts on, quickly run, put them on now, and we'll get started. Fantastic. Hop on up and come up and stand, and we'll just do some warm up for our joints. So standing on one foot, when you're doing any work standing on one leg, make sure your core is engaged and make sure the bum of the planted leg is nice and squeezed, okay? So we're going to just do 10 ankle circles, and I'll count for us. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And going the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry about the delay on starting today, everyone. I thought I was already streaming, so I was already doing this, just talking in my lounge alone, which was a lot of fun. So sorry about the late start. And switch directions. Great. And then feet together, knees together, 10 circles, holding onto your knees, just gently. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Standing up on one leg, we're going to do 5 hip circles going backwards. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and coming forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the other leg going backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and coming forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very nice. Stepping your feet out nice and wide, knees bent, nice and relaxed. Let's just go for a nice twist through our spine. Beautiful. Step your feet back into parallel. Make sure your feet are underneath your hips. And we're going to go for 10 arm circles forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Give your arms a bit of a shake. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Give your hands a bit of a shake. And head over to your mat or to your favorite part of the floor. And we're going to walk our hands down into a nice downward dog. And we're going to walk out through our heels. Beautiful. And we're going to straighten our legs and we're going to wag our tail. So just moving your bum side to side. And then walking your hands out into a plank. So really pull your belly button into your spine here. A strong core and a strong bum. Squeeze your butt cheeks. And then we're going to bring our right leg forward into a lunge. We'll have a moment here. Really straighten that back leg. Squeeze that bum. Not with your hand, with your muscle. And then keep that opposite hand, your left hand on the floor. And we'll go in for a twist. And then this top arm is going to come down, back and around, and we're just going to draw 3 more circles. 1, and 3. Beautiful. Hands on either side of that front foot. We're going to just do some tilts to help our warm up our piriformis, the muscle in our hip. So just be gentle with these. If you like, you can come down to here if that feels more comfortable for you, your choice. But really keep that back leg straight and engaged the whole time. I'm going to gently bring that knee out to the side and back in for 1. We're going to do 10 in total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Bring that leg back and we're going to swap left leg now. And keep that right hand on the floor and we'll twist in. And going for our 3 circles. 1, 2, 3. And our 10 tilts with that leg to the side for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And turn to face me. Hopefully you're facing me. And we're just going to walk across in this Cossack. So make sure your knee isn't folding in. Try and keep some tension so you're trying to push it outwards the whole time. And you can just gently use your hands to help walk you from side to side. Beautiful. Just 2 more. 1 and 2. And turning back into that front leg. Bring that leg back into a downward dog. Now from here, you're going to keep your toes tucked under and we're going to come out into a cobra. So I'll show you first. Just looks like this. Don't sink your shoulders down, pull them down and back up. All right, so we're going to go for just 5 of those, nice and gently. 1, 2. You can squeeze your bum a little bit. 3, 4, and last one. 5. Great. Come down onto your knees, and we're going to go for some happy cat, angry cats, just for a little bit more movement in our spine. So we're going to arch our back, look up, and then we're going to get punched in the stomach. We're going to round our back. Just going through this movement in your own time, really trying to iron out your spine. Really, as you come up, you're getting punched in the stomach. Not fast like that, but nice and slow. Good. And just 2 more. Very nice, everyone. I'm just going to take off my jumper and we'll do some abs to finish off with. So I'm just going to grab my little notebook. Here we go, fantastic. So like I said, I really like to do a lot of Pilates abs, especially to warm up before separations. So by separations, if you don't know what I mean spinning more than one hoop on your body and taking it or bringing it to another place. So for example, you might have one on your knees, one on your waist. That's a separation. And body tension is really important for this to be successful. So that's why we warm it up. So hopping onto your mat, we're going to start off with some hip tilts. Now this is really crucial to help the control of your pelvis, so being able to tuck your hips under. So if you lie nice and flat on your back on the mat, rest your head down. I'm just going to be looking up so I can talk to you guys. Resting your feet on the floor, nice and relaxed through here. Now if you're lying flat naturally, there's a little bit of a gap between your lower back and the floor. To close that gap, you're going to pull your belly button into your spine, and you're going to curl your hips a little bit up towards you. Can you see how I'm just gently moving? If you can see my hips a little bit, I'm gently moving between that position. So to prepare this movement, I inhale, exhale, suck my belly into my spine and flatten my back. Now we're just going to do 10 of these, nice and slow. Try and relax everything else in your body and just focus on the connection of your pelvis and your belly button. And just count these for yourselves as well. If you're using the breath, it's quite hard to count out loud, but as long as you're feeling that tuck under of your pelvis and that strong pull of your belly button to spine, that is perfect. Just keep rolling through that little tiny arch in your back and that flat back on the floor. Beautiful. Just a couple more. Beautiful. We're going to turn these into little glute bridges. So now we're going to use our same tuck under. We're going to squeeze our bum just to lift our hips up a little bit. Now we're not going all the way. We don't want to put any strain on our lower back. But even though we're just lifting this high, you can still be squeezing your bum as hard as possible and lower. Same thing, we're just going to go for 10 of these, really gently. Hard squeeze of the bum though, make the bum work for you. Your glutes, while you're spinning hoops on your body, are really helping to protect your lower back. So really keep that in mind as we do this. Make the glutes work for you. And the same thing you can be doing with your breath is inhale to prepare, exhale, roll and gentle lift. And just 2 more, and then I'm going to grab my timer. Beautiful. Very nice team, I hope that felt good for you. Now, hop on your back again. We're going to do the same in our little glute bridge position. We're going to go up into our glute bridge, we're going to lift one leg, and we're going to hold that leg there for 30 seconds, and then we're going to switch sides. So this is a really nice one, burns your bum a little bit. Fantastic, let me grab my timer, and let's get to it. Beautiful. Fantastic everyone, rolling up, preparing, lift your leg, let's go. So that leg that's still planted on the floor, that bum should be squeezing really hard, trying to lift your hips up. Fantastic, everyone. Very nice indeed. Just 15 seconds left. Keep squeezing that bum really hard. You shouldn't feel it at all in your lower back. 5 seconds. And coming down. Beautiful. And we'll swap sides, sitting up in your little glute bridge, lifting your leg. Let's go. Squeeze that butt cheek really hard and lift. Very nice team. Over halfway. Easy. Five seconds left. And coming down. Fantastic. The last thing we're going to do to warm up is we're going to do a little ab set. So I'll show you first and then we'll do it all together. So it's just 2 minutes long. And we're going to sit up in this like tabletop position. Now remember before the pull of the belly button into spine to flatten it on the floor. Throughout this exercise, we always want to try and have our back flat on the floor, no arch, nice and flat, core engaged, belly button pulled into spine. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this exercise in little chunks of 30-second sets. So the first 30 seconds we're going to be extending same arm and same leg, like this, and then we'll alternate to the other side, same again, and then opposite arm and leg, and then other opposite arm and leg. Now, if it feels too challenging, don't extend your leg all the way down here. You can still have it up here, but still be sucking your belly in tight, yeah? So I'm probably going to start here, and then I'll get lower as I start to feel the connection. So work where you're at, and let's set up. Let me get a timer. Fantastic, setting up everyone. Let's do this, and go. Remember the same thing with your breath. Inhale here, exhale. And swap sides, very nice everyone. And first opposite arm and leg, you're doing really well everyone. Keep pulling your belly button into spine, strong core. 5 seconds left here, we're almost done everyone, you can do it. And last side, you've got this. Five seconds left. And done. Well done everyone. Give your hips a bit of a wiggle side to side on the floor. If you like, turn over and do a cobra. If you want to stretch out your abs a little bit, your choice. Very well done. Alrighty. Grab a quick drink if you need to. Otherwise, grab your hoops and we're going to get started. Well done. Good warm up. Hope everyone's feeling nice and warm and ready to work. Alrighty. We're going to start off with a nice basic one hoop sequence. I'm just going to move my cup. I'm really worried I'm going to hit it, and that would be hilarious and disastrous. Alright, just briefly before we get started, the technique that I'm using to spin it on my body is feet together, legs together. All these things that we just talked about, my bum is nice and squeezed. I'm pulling my belly button into my spine a little bit to keep that body tension. I'm going to hold it on my lower back, give it a nice big push, and I'm going to start making short, sharp circles with my body. So give that a try if you haven't done it before. Otherwise, everyone else, setting up with your hoop, and we're going to start with a really quick one hoop choreography. Beautiful. So from here, we're just going to do, I'm just going to count us through in little counts of 10. We're going to move our body into some different positions, all right? So we're going to go arms up for 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Arms down in fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a step and we're going to go for 10 on one leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other leg. Getting ready. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feet down and together. We're going to turn in the same direction as the hoop. Nice turn. Beautiful. Back to the front, and we're just going to do a couple of steps to one side. We're going to go step and together, and step and together, and step and together, and step and together. Beautiful. Nice work, team. And we're going to do all that again on the other side in the other direction. So you can either stop your hoop or take it back in the other direction. Beautiful. Let's hit it. Arms up. Beautiful long bodies. Engaging your core. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down in fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And bend into fists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And one leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switching feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Beautiful, everyone. And turning the same direction as the hoop. Beautiful. And stop your hoop. Nicely done. Nailed it. All right, we're going to move on. The next drill we're going to do is I'm going to just use 2 hoops for the purpose of this video. But if you're separating a higher number, I'd recommend a great rule that a really good friend of mine taught me is to be able to spin the amount of hoops that you want to separate on your waist, because that's obviously the point where we separate from. We want to be really comfortable there first. But I'm just going to do it with 2 today. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin either 2 or 1 if you like on your waist, just for 2 minutes in each direction, okay? So I'm going to bring up a timer. Beautiful. Make sure you've got a nice amount of space. And I recommend as well, do your least preferred side first. Really good. All right. And let's go. And I recommend as well, everyone, try not to turn as much as you can. Try and stay straight on, squeezing your bum, using that power from your core to help keep them together. Very nice. We're 15 seconds in. Love your work, team. Really growing long with your body. If you're more advanced, I recommend playing with some arm positions as well. Your core is challenged differently depending on where your arms are. So have a bit of a play with that. At least that's what I've found. I can't see my timer anymore, so we're just waiting for it to beep. I'm here with you. We got this. Keep your bum really squeezed and keep punching those hips forward. You so got it. Keep breathing as well. Don't forget to breathe. Think about you're trying to draw tiny circles on the floor. That was a really helpful image someone once gave me in terms of maintaining the momentum of the hoops. Very nice, team. Oh, love it. So sweaty already. I tried hula hooping outside the other night at about 5:30 and all the mosquitoes came and had a field day. So I'm pretty happy to be inside today. Alrighty. Play with arm position. Arms out. Really keep pushing. Think about all those Pilates things we did at the start. Really zip up through your core. Keep it tight. Keep it pushing. You're doing amazing. Very nice. Try with your arms up as well. I find this the most challenging position, but the most helpful one. And we're done. Boom, love your work. All right, now you get to reward yourself with the other direction. So let's set up and let's get ready to go. All right, mystery timer. We don't know what time we're going to finish on. Let's get it. Keep pushing, keep a lot of speed if you can. Pushing nice and fast. Beautiful. And if this is your first time, don't worry if it keeps dropping, that totally happens. I think everyone who's a hula hooper is very familiar with that, but like everything in circus, it's just that gradual practice that will build that really nice incremental progress, which we love. Beautiful. Keep playing with the arm position. Really lengthen your body. You don't want to be hunched over, bending your knees like an old man. You want to be nice and strong, growing tall like sunflower. But your feet are planted on the floor and you're rooted into the ground. Beautiful work. Mystery timer, who knows what time it is, but keep going, keep pushing. You're doing really well. We're almost there, I'm sure, and if we're not, we're just going to get stronger. Awesome work, team. Arms up, try a different position with the arms. Really elongate, but zip up through your core. Always keeping your core tight and your bum tight, really tight in your bum. Here we go. Boom. Nice work, team. Grab a quick drink if you like, and we're going to move on to some one hoop drills, moving our hoop up and down our body. Fantastic. All right. Shush, shush, shush. Here we go. Okay. Fantastic, everyone. Really nice work. We're going to try and do this nice and fast, but if you've done this kind of drill before, feel free to just go. You can do a couple more reps if you like. I might just spend a little bit more time explaining it for people who maybe haven't done it before or have less experience. So we're just going to start off on our waist. We're going to drop it onto our hips, and we're going to keep it on our hips. So make sure when you've got it on your hips, your bum is really squeezed, and you're trying to open your hips back and forward. And just keep it there. And we're going to try and let it gradually drop down to our knees. So keep it and hold it on the quads until it comes down, okay? And if this all feels unfamiliar to you, the best way to start is holding your hip like this on your knees. You're going to give it a nice big push, and you're going to think about moving your knees forward and back is the easiest way to think about it when you start. Beautiful. For everyone else who's got it on their knees, I want you to do a couple of little lifts just to your hips, not to your waist, just to your hips. We want that nice little section of control here. Back down to knees when you're ready. Really nice and slow. Heels don't lift. Feet are connected with the floor. Pulling up through your belly. And we'll come back up just to the hips. Very nice. Now, if you're having trouble lifting your hoop from your knees to your hips, a nice way that I was taught to think about it was this sort of circling idea. And when the hoop gets to just underneath your bum, you're going to squeeze your bum nice and hard, draw a big circle to bring it to your hips. Okay? Fantastic. We're going to focus now a little bit more on chest. So moving it up to our mids. So that's just, if you're not familiar with that position, it's just like underneath your brow line. And then your chest is the hoops across here. So Mids is like a place that I find like a bit tricky personally as well, but we just want to keep it just below our chest, opening and closing our rib cage. And if you haven't moved it there before, and if you haven't done any chest hooping before, just try from your belly button, so your hoops on your waist, on your belly button, you're going to open and close your rib cage to try and just move it a little bit higher, and then let it lower down. And back up, just underneath your brow line. Really opening and closing your rib cage, and back down. And now if you're not familiar with chest hooping, keep going with that. That's a really good little drill to start with. Now we're going to just do a couple of lifts to chest. We're going to open and close our chest nice and fast to bring the hoop up and above. And can you see how I bring my arms up nice and straight? Try not to hit a light. You can do a gentle turn and then lower it down to mids. And then do the same again. Up to here and down. Just do a couple more of those for me, and then I'm going to get us to do one more little drill that focuses on bringing it up to our hand, and then we're going to just take it down our body twice and really get acquainted with all those different body positions and have full control through each one, okay? So if you like, start on your knees. You're going to try, I like to try when I move it up. A technique that I like to use is keeping my legs straight, and I'm just thinking about circling it up to my hips. And then I'm going to come up to my mids, and then open and close my chest, up to here, bringing it onto my hand, trying not to hit a light. So now, if you're unfamiliar with this, don't worry too much. You can just keep going on your waist and knees, that's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we're going to travel down the body, and we're just going to do this twice. Bringing it onto your neck, you're going to bring one arm in and the other arm in. You're going to open and close your chest to bring it onto your mids, just your mids, not your waist. And then down to your belly button, and down to your hips, and then to your quads, and then to your knees. You're going to bring it up for me all the way to your hand if you can, and we're going to do that one more time. Don't hit a light. Ideally you can have your arms straight. I'm just not going to straighten mine because I'm in a small place. Alright, last one everyone. And one arm in, and the other arm in. Moving down. Beautiful. Onto the hips. Really control there. Fantastic. And down to your knees. Fantastic. And back up to your waist. And we'll stop there. Love your work, really nice. Hope you're feeling really warm from that. Now, learning the different positions of the body in itself is really the first step of hula hooping, and obviously breaking down multi-hooping, because you need to be confident spinning it on each part of your body. That's not something I'm going to go into a whole amount of detail today, like just some of the different techniques for moving it up and down, but please in the live chat, if you have any particular questions about that, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to chat to you about it and give you some other tips. But that was kind of my quick and dirty description of how to move things around. And it really is just a lot of practice too. Alrighty, I'm going to grab a quick drink. You should as well. And then we'll start a little bit of work on two. Alrighty, beautiful. So with two, we're going to do the first drill I like to do with a lot of students, just to help again find the beautiful long line of the body, is my friend showed this to me and I love the name of it. It's called Sneaky Fingers, and can you see that I've just got my my forefinger in between the top hoop and the bottom hoop. I'm going to hold this top hoop, I'm going to push the bottom one, and I'm going to raise this one up. Now if you've never spun it on your hand before, don't worry, just work on this movement, and as you bring your arms above your head, think about having a beautiful long body. And by that I mean pulling your belly button into your spine, squeezing your bum. I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of this. Alright, and now with this top one, if you're familiar with this movement, you're going to spin it with your hands together. And this is just a nice warm up to feel the length of your body. Beautiful. Keep pushing, squeezing your bum, and if you're ready for the next step, you can just bring this top one down, join these hoops together, and punch them back together on your waist, okay? So if you're not there yet, remember the first step is just a spin and a lift. And just keep it spinning here. Don't even worry too much about this top hoop. All right, so we're just going to do 3 of those. So do just 2 more for yourself. Wherever you're at, you could be here and then just drop your waist hoop and go again. Or you could be here, find that beautiful length in your body and coming back, ready to collect on your waist. So punch, punch, punch. Find that power. Beautiful. And when you're ready, 1 more. Coming up, spin and hands together. Long body and back down. And punching, punching, punching. Back together. Beautiful. Love your work. We're going to move on now and just do something a little bit more challenging. Just a couple of different drills I like to do with 2 hoops. If you're a bit more advanced, I mean, I always come back to doing lots of drills with 2 because that's, you know, really foundational. So follow along, but I'll give you some alternative things you can try as well. And if this is feeling too challenging for you, you're welcome in this section to keep working on dropping the hoop down to your knees and keeping it spinning and working on that control through your hips and through your knees. Awesome. All right, giving it a spin. We're going to try and use our hips as the point of separation. So we're going to keep one on our hips. We're going to try and let it drop down to our knees. Now this, I like to do this one first in my training because it's the most challenging one coordination wise. But can you see, I'm just going to turn. I'm really trying to keep my legs a little bit straight. I'm trying to keep my feet planted into the floor. And I'm trying not to hit the couch. And then from here, if you're ready for it, try and move them up, back together, and punch them together. So we're going to do 3 of those, always aiming, if you can, to collect on your waist. So bringing the bottom one back and together. But don't worry about collecting if you feel like your body's doing this, because it will just hurt your back and hurt your spine, and I really don't want that. You really don't want that. Let's save ourselves some pain. So you can start off with this by just trying to let the 2 hoops drop a little bit. And for me, I always feel the point of separation is on my hips. And again, I'm trying to keep my feet really planted in the floor. And I'm going to bring them back and together. Beautiful. And 1 more of these for me when you're ready. Keep hitting the couch. Beautiful. Punch, punch, punch. And done. Very nice. Alrighty, let's work a little bit more on 2 up, and we'll just do that 3 times as well. And then we'll do I call it a, I don't know why I call it a mini separation, because really it's just on your hips and on your mids, but we'll work on that too 3 times, okay? And now for chest, as we move on to chest, if you're not comfortable using 2, pardon me, you can keep just working on with 1 hoop, bringing it up to your mids and trying to open and close your chest quickly to bring it over your chest. Great. Now with 2, same thing, we're going to open and close nice and fast, arms coming up, punching our rib cage in. Now for me, try not to bring both the hoops up above your chest and let one drop down. It's much cleaner if you try and keep them together, and you'll feel that point where you're opening and closing your chest and you can feel that hoop come above. So I want you to work on that a little bit as well, all right? So just 2 more of those for me. We'll do 3 in total. Great. Good. Really long in your body, especially when I'm hula hooping on my chest. I'm really thinking about the length in my, I'm thinking about pulling up through here, really zipping in here to keep that area completely stable. Beautiful. 1 more when you're ready. Very nice. Really reach those arms out, pushing your chest back and forward and joining them together again on the waist. Beautiful. And we're going to do our last 3. So trying to drop 1 to the hips, 1 on the mids. Now here, I find it really important to be really using my pelvic floor, using my tuck under, and using my glutes. So always trying to bring them together on the waist, spinning at the same time. We're going to do 2 more of these. Very nice. Very good work. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And bring them together. Very nice. And last one when you're ready. Very nice. Open and close your hips. Squeeze in your belly. And back together. Punch, punch, punch. And grab. Very nice, team. Really love your work. Grab a quick drink if you need to. That was really great. I'm going to grab my timer and have a look at the time. Fabulous. All right. Hey, I hope that's feeling good for you, everyone. Make sure you grab a bit of water if you need to. I'm just going to have a look at the live chat. See if anyone has sent a comment. Apparently I'm not connected to the internet though. That's weird. Hopefully the laptop still is. Let's have a look. Oh, awesome. No one else seems to have commented. That's cool. Great. Alrighty, everyone. We're going to keep moving on. And what did I have next on my list? Let's try just quickly before we finish. If you do have 3 hoops, I just want you to try and spin them together as a stack on your waist. And now a good drill to start with is just keeping 2 together on your waist and trying to drop 1 down to your knees. And always, if you can, trying to bring them back together. So try a few of those for me if you like. Or if you're not comfortable trying that, just spin 3 on the waist. Keep that solid. Beautiful. Very nice. 1 more of whatever you're doing. I'll just keep using 3. You've got it. Beautiful. Last one. Punch, punch, punch. Boom. Really nice. Okay, team. Give your face a bit of a wipe if you like, because if you're like me, you might be quite sweaty. And we're going to do a little bit of manipulation to finish off. So I'm just going to double check that the stream is still working all right. It must be. Yeah, do let me know in the comments if there are any problems or anything like that. But that looks fine to me. So anyway, let's keep going. So I want to do a couple of just 1 hoop tech stuff today. So we're going to do a neck spin, and there's a lot of different things we can add to this and heaps of different progressions for wherever you're at. So again, work where you're at, but you can come back and check this video if you're like, oh, I'm totally ready for the next thing. So let's get started. I'll show you what this neck spin looks like. It's just this, and now I'm going to break it down. So first of all, just make sure you're holding your hoop. Can you see the position? It's kind of on my collarbone, and I'm holding it with my hands like this. So have your hands out nice and wide if you've never done this before. I'm going to show it to you side on as well. Now you want your hoop on an angle away from your face. And when you're starting this trick, what can make it a lot easier is spotting, so looking at the top center of the hoop. And we're going to come down to prepare, so we're going to wind up and we're going to flick. So I'm using my, my right hand to push back. So I'm really trying to swat the hoop behind me like I'm swatting a mosquito. So we're going to hold it here, holding it in your hands, hands nice and open. Give it a bit of a lean forward. And we're going to prepare. So I like to bend my knees. You don't have to at all. I just like to do that. You're going to come down and you're going to flick back. And your hands are going to just wait in the same position, ready to catch. So let's do a couple more of those together. Here, I flick and I catch. And a flick and a catch. And a flick and a catch. So you really want a lot of power in those hands, okay? Because it's not really going to go anywhere if you don't give it really much oomph. You really want to try and flick it behind you. And I try and think about keeping my hand like level with my ear a little bit. So I'm going to flick behind and catch and catch. Cool. Now I'll leave that one there for those of you who are just working on the neck spin, but I'm going to add in something a bit trickier for those of you who are familiar with this movement. So There are a couple of little variations we can do with one hoop and two hoops. So we're going to try from this a vortex down our body, sorry, not a vortex, an escalator down our body, and I'll show you what it looks like and we'll do it together. So it looks like, oh crap, hold on, let me do it again. Very nervous about that light in the back. So it looks like that. You can present at the end, I quite like to do that. So what's crucial for this, I'll try and break it down in slow time and then I'll turn on a couple of different angles. So for me, because I'm pushing back with my right hand, that's the arm that's going to shoot up and in. What's really important is to try and look at the top of the hoop as well so you know where your body is going. So this might be a bit tricky if you're not familiar with an escalator movement. However, it should be okay because the hoop will naturally travel down a pathway. So let's just try first. The first way you can do it is give it a spin, shoot your arm in, and can you see the way it wraps around my body and drops? Let's do that a few more times. Arm in and drop. The timing when I put my arm in is when I've given it its spin, it's going to wrap around and down. I'm just going to show that to you on this side as well. That wasn't a very good one, sorry. Very nervous about these lights. So here, there we go. So the next thing to incorporate into this now is the lift up of your opposite leg to arm that you're sticking in. So once more, can you see I'm lifting that leg up and the hoop is going to travel down to that side and I will step out. All right, one more time like that.